Welcome to the Revelation Podcast. My name is Dwayne Johnson, and today my special guest is Miss Tangela. How are you doing today?
Hi, I am good. How are you today, Dwayne?
I'm doing pretty good. So, Tangela, what are we talking about today? Are we talking about kings today? Are we talking about queens? Or are we talking about female leadership?
We are talking about female leadership today.
That is absolutely wonderful. And speaking of female leadership, I remember when Black Panther first came out and Chadwick Boseman took that role back in 2018. And when the movie came up, he inspired a generation of African Americans and took center stage. Now the ladies are going to have their time when his sister, Shuri, takes the throne. How do you feel about that?
I love it. I love the idea that his sister is going to take over and take initiative in his place. I think that when women steps into a role of authority, I think it really inspires others, other females. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I love his sister in the first movie, and I'm excited to see how she runs things in Wakanda.
Most definitely, Wakanda forever. I
That's
don't know if you
right.
actually know this. She actually was the Black Panther in the comics. So I'm finally excited for her to take the lead. I wish it was under better circumstances, but I know she's going to do a wonderful job and make T'Challa and Chadwick very, very happy. And
Definitely.
so on that note, what are some real life female role models that have inspired you?
Well, you know what? First of all, I have to hit close to home because I grew up in a family of, you know, very headstrong females. But one thing that they taught me, like my mom and my grandmother and a lot of my aunts, they all like instilled in us to be independent, take initiative, take care of business, do what has to be done, and do your best at it, work hard in what you do. So, first and foremost, it's my family, female family members that really inspired me as far as showing me what it means to be a strong melanated female in the world that we live in.
That's absolutely wonderful. And those are some very, very strong core values that they have shown you and have taught you. And it is important, to have that independency, to be headstrong and to show that, you guys can do a job. Well, guess what? I can do that job too. Just because I'm a woman, I can also step up to the plate and lead. So were
Right.
there any like historical figures, any celebrities that you feel showcase that headstrong leadership role and have walked in grace and also show, hey, I'm the head woman in charge. This is my time to lead now. I have set the stage.
Well, I really respect Michelle Obama. I have to put her out there because as far as a woman in the spotlight that many people may be familiar with, she's one woman that really inspired me. Um, and just basically the way she carries herself and her just being so like connected. You see a lot of the core values that are needed in leaders in general in her. She has that sense of confidence and determination, compassion, a lot of things about her, I really admired, I mean, intelligence.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. And
I
most
mean,
definitely,
she all around the board, I feel like that she can be like a really good positive female role model.
yeah, she was most definitely, she set the stage alongside her husband, the first black first lady alongside the first black president. I almost wish she would have run because y'all know she would have became president. But on the
Yeah.
other note, you actually have read one of her books. So can you tell me about that experience reading the book?
When I was reading her story, because I typically, I want to say that may have been maybe my second autobiography, and my thing about reading, I want to be like entranced in whatever I'm reading. Like I open up the first page and I want to see what's on the next. So for her story, I was just so drawn to how she was brought up and how she was as a person, seeing her as the first lady of the president of the United States, you really don't really think about her background and where she came from in Chicago, and to see her story and read her story from a young child. I think she was maybe about 4 years old when the story started. And she actually explained, like, just different situations in her life, starting as a young child with her just being so determined. Like, you saw that determination in her at a very young age. When she wanted to do something and she put her mind on it, she just kept at it and kept at it. And I just admired that about her. There's a particular part in the story where she was trying to outdo someone else, I think a family member, with learning how to play the piano. And she was only 4 years old. So she would, practice and just keep doing it over and over and over again to the point where she surpassed the older kids, So just
That
seeing that,
determination.
yes. And also in her schooling and her education, like from a very young age, she wanted to try her best and do her best. Despite the odds being against her, she went for it. And when she failed, she tried again. So that really inspired me. And you see that throughout her story, like all the phases of her life, her early childhood, her college years, it was amazing, to see that. So I really enjoyed reading her story, how she met
I can
Obama, just balancing that relationship. And it was nice. It was nice. I mean, I felt connected, on a level from female to female. So it
So,
was,
as a female leader yourself, do you feel like it's hard to balance your personal life from your work life?
it is a challenge, to be honest with you. I mean, that's one of those things that I try to um, enhance. But I mean, so many things that comes our way as females. You have so many different roles, and it's like almost like it's never ending. So I do find myself having a hard time prioritizing. Okay, I need to do this, this, and this, and sometimes it feels scattered. Life just surrounds you. It just swarms down on you.
I definitely got you, but
I mean, but
life's
each
journey
day,
definitely
that's
takes us.
right. But
Hmm.
each day I keep going. I wake up and I do what I need to do and keep going, And
I do.
yeah, never stop, never stop.
I like that. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to interview you, because of the dedication and the passion. Just like Michelle, you've never given up. You've always kept going. So, what type of roles do you feel like you've taken on and that you want to take on?
As a female or just in general?
Both.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like I have, of course, I've taken on the role of mom. And, that started 10 years ago. My oldest is 10. And that was a new venture for me. I mean, it's like an awakening. It's like you're never prepared enough to be a parent. I mean, it's like if there was a manual, you can't just go based on that manual to make things happen and to know what you're doing. So it's a constant learning journey as a parent, like the role of a mom.
So I got you. I got you. So being that you've been a mom for a decade, do I have to wait another decade when your daughters become teenagers and when I want to have kids? Look, I need your book. I need the manual. You've been doing this for 10, 20, 30 years. Please give me the book so I can know what to do. I'm going
Well,
to
I
need
can
that book.
definitely give you the foundation, but everybody is different. Like every circumstance, household situation. I mean, it's never the exact thing. Like each child can be different. I have two, and they are two different kids, and you have to, deal with them in different ways. It's an ongoing thing. So yeah, and and now I have the role of wife,
Mm.
and it's something when you add wife and mom together, because it's like you have different priorities for your kids, for your husband, and then you have you yourself as an individual female, you know.
Hmm.
So you have your own needs too. So it's a combination of things, you know. So
That sounds so. That's a lot. Like,
yes,
wow.
it's a lot. It's a lot, you know, but it all comes together, you know, once you find, you know, what works for you.
Okay,
So
okay. Well, being that you are a mother, you are a leader. Let's move the spotlight to, let's say, a couple other celebrities. Like, for example, what lessons have you learned from Nicki, let's say Cardi B, Beyonce? Do you look to them, and do your daughters look to them, like, for examples of role models outside of yourself? And what do you take away from them?
you know, I respect you know, Nicki and Beyonce and Cardi B because they actually take initiative to put themselves out there and show other women that, you know, they can be confident in their in themselves, you know. And I
Mhm.
respect that, you know, but to be honest with you, like, you know, I don't have like my daughters don't listen to it yet because you know I'm still trying to keep their innocence.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Innocence, that's important.
Yeah,
Well,
but I mean, it's like I admire that they're confident in themselves, and I think that it's important for women, especially young girls, to grow to love themselves and be confident in who they are. But I think that you can actually teach them that in different ways. Like they don't have to like, you know, be presented in that way that hey, you know, I could show off my body and show that how confident I am with myself. You know what I mean?
well,
Like,
I
you
definitely
know,
got you.
yeah.
Let's
So
elaborate.
as a mom, you know, my point of view is like instilling in them like self worth and you know self respect at a young age, so that way it can follow them. I think that'll get them further, you know. But I do admire them though for their you know poise.
I got you. Well, would you mind elaborating for the good people that are watching at home? What's the difference between self confidence and self worth?
hmm You know, I feel like, you know, there are people who could actually be confident in themselves, you know, and comfortable in their skin and stuff like that. But I feel like self-worth is a little bit more deeper. You know, you can be confident and basically convince yourself like I'm good with how I am, I'm good with how I look. But self-worth is more internal to me. I feel like your self-worth it drives you, you know, in the decisions that you make. You know, it kind of like influences you to do different things or to not do different things. You know, your self-worth, knowing your self-worth, you know, it's a really good like influencer, I would say. Versus confidence. I feel like confidence is more on the surface, so to speak, you know, like you're kind of like convincing yourself or giving yourself a pep talk like you know I'm good, I'm good. But self-worth I feel like internally is deeper than that, you know. And I would love to for my daughters to you know learn that like self-worth, I am worthy, you know. And I think that that having that self-worth drives your confidence, you know. But
Mhm.
somebody, I feel that somebody can have self confidence, but not exactly have self worth. Because you can be confident and do some crazy off the wall things and be on the corner somewhere.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Well, like I said in one, to one of my other friends, I belong in the house, not on the corner. And also, I want to say words of wisdom from a very classy woman. And I did like how you worded that and how you gave an example of self worth and self confidence. And another thing is, people don't necessarily love themselves. And in order to lead, you must have that confidence in yourself and you must be able to see the potential in yourself and in others. And sometimes as a leader, you might not necessarily have that worth and you have to be reminded. If I see the younger generation, I know that I have to do better for
Mhm.
them and show them this is the example. And I also feel that, with, younger women in particular, they feel like, okay, I gotta be over sexualized, but at the same time, you can still be a classy woman, 'cause like the old expression goes, you want a woman who's classy, but that's a freak. But we ain't getting into that. We talking about being Alita.
That's
Alita.
right. I agree. I agree. I
So,
agree. It's
what are
very.
some, well, from real life to fictional? What are some fictional characters? Huh?
You said fictional characters.
What are some fictional characters that you feel have shown? Yeah, fictional characters that have shown great leadership qualities.
Mm-hmm. Well, wow, fictional characters, right? You say fictional characters? Well, I think about like when
Hmm.
you as far as like females in particular, you know, I watch a lot of Marvel, and the way that the females in the Marvel like movies and even their shows are portrayed, they are
Hmm.
definitely take charge type of women, And I mean it's like they
Hmm.
have this sense of like I can do anything type of mentality, and I like that. I really do. I think that is really nice that they portray women in a different way, because back in the day women were portrayed to cook and clean and all of that good stuff, but now you have women being able to have like man to man fights, just as well as a man,
I
So
got it.
I really like the fictional the way they portray the Marvel characters, like the female characters,
Uh,
like
that's
Black
a,
Widow, and we're going into the comic stuff, but
I
as
definitely
far
got
as
you. Like I also
fictional,
feel the
that's what
feather
I think.
woman.
Yeah, that's what I think about when I think of the fictional like female characters and everything. So, yeah. And I was thinking about earlier, I was thinking about how some of the Disney characters that children often look up to, like the princesses and stuff, I was thinking about how many of them didn't have a female
Hmm.
role model. Many of them, like um, Princess Aurora, Sleeping Beauty, she was raised without her mom. You had Snow White. You had
Hmm.
Snow White. And you had who else did you have?
Hmm.
Cinderella. Like, have you ever noticed that about the princesses?
You
Also
had
Ariel.
Cinderella. You had Milan took her father's place and fought in the army. You had Princess Tiara with Princess and the Frog. You got Princess Anastasia. You got Princess Belle. You got Meredith. Thumbelina also.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean it's a lot of fictional characters,
And who
and
else am I
a lot of
missing?
those princesses.
You got the sisters from Frozen. You got Anna and Elsa. I know I'm missing a couple, or I can't think of them right now.
Yeah, but I mean, like some of them, a lot of them, they
Those are
conquered
some,
and they
great
made it.
examples. The Disney princesses.
Yeah, I know, right? Many of them didn't have a mother figure though. They didn't have a mother, role in their lives. And they made it though, despite the odds against them, not having that positive like female role model, but they had a support system too, and they were able to make it. So I think it's nice to have a support system. But yeah, I just thought about that. I know I'm rambling, but I thought about that earlier. I was like, wow, a lot of those female characters that these kids look up to, they didn't have a mom.
No, go ahead.
They didn't have a mom.
Hmm.
But they made it though. They made it.
Yeah, me personally, my mom. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm kind of lagging right now. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. It was a lag, but
Hello?
I can hear. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I
Oh,
can.
can you hear me? Uh, Yeah, sorry, there was a lag as I was saying, like how you were saying most of the print.
Uh-oh. I think we lost our interviewer. I'm sure he'll be coming back soon. Hey there, you
Hey,
back?
back. I'm back again.
Back
So
again.
what I was trying to say is, thinking about the Disney princesses, I remember how you were saying that most of them didn't have a mom. I thought about, my mom, like when my father was sick and he couldn't do nothing. My mom really, really stepped up and she really, led the way. I learned so much from my mom, and I always remember, okay, my mom did this, she did that, she was strong, she was powerful, she was smart, and that said, you know what, I want a woman who carries herself just like my mom, and I think back to how powerful of the example that she set. So when I look for a woman, I want to find somebody with those traits due to the leadership that she displayed.
And it sticks with you too. It may not feel that way when you're young, but when you get older and you grow and you have a family of your own, or you're just adulting,
Hmm.
um, you remember those things. You remember those qualities that you saw as a model growing up. And I'm thankful that I saw my mom doing what she did, because I could have been a little different. I could have. I could
But
have.
different is good, but we turned out fine.
Right, right, definitely. At least I know how to hold my own and take care of business, because I know there are some people, they weren't taught, they didn't see it, so they don't know how to manage money, and they don't, it's a lot of different things that they have to learn still.
Exactly. That's why people, even if you don't have that role model at home, you might be able to find somebody that you can connect and build a bond with to teach you
Mhm.
this is how you manage your money. This is how you carry yourself. You want to present yourself in this fashion and you'll have these opportunities.
That's right. That's right. It's nice to, because there's so many different things. Like when you think about even some of the children that are in homes that may not be fit for them, environmental factors that are hindering them from learning. So I think it's important for them to actually see some type of positive outlet or some type of role model on the outside to cling on to show them something different than what they see on a day-to-day basis. So. Yes, yes. So
Exactly.
important.
Exactly.
Yes,
I think I
yes.
kind of lost her for a minute, but she's about to come back.
Oh, sorry. Am I back? Can you see me?
So yeah, so now yes, you had your little turn at a little lag. You hopped back
Yes.
fast, so that was great.
Making sure that I'm still
Can you
here.
hear me?
But yeah, I think it's really important to have, like, especially for women, because every woman has their story. Every woman deals with different things in their lives. And oh, I think we lost the interviewer again. Wait for him to come back. See where he is. There he is.
I'm back again, like a Pokemon.
Back
Um,
again.
yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't hear. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying that, every woman has their story. I mean,
Hmm.
every woman, has different circumstances in their lives that they experience, and all the feelings and emotions of different environmental factors on the outside that they encounter. And, I think it's important for them to actually see other females and to be able to connect. So that way, one person's story can inspire someone else to get, through their story, So
Exactly,
I
exactly.
think that it's important to have positive female leaders to, show us that, despite the odds that may be against us and how people may see you and how you may see yourself, you can do more than what you're doing, You don't have to
I,
stay where you are.
I exactly agree with you. You can always rise up.
That's right.
Always
Rise up.
rise up.
That's right.
Yeah, I hope, main reason why I also wanted this podcast was so that everybody can have a chance to reveal their story, get their story told, and find out what is the revelation and seeing everything coming to fruition for them.
That's right. That's right. I mean, I'm a woman who has her story, and I came from a place where I didn't want to be at some point in my life, and I can, happily say that I'm no longer there. And I know that females go through a lot of things, the way they feel about themselves and stuff like that, circumstances that may be out of their control. And I was there too. And in a place where I didn't feel like I would be out, sometimes all you see is what you feel and just at that moment. But being able to look backwards and be like, wow, I came from that. Wow, I came from there. I have a story also. And, I'm thankful that I did have women around me to, uplift me and inspire me. So I think it's
Exactly.
a blessing to have that support system,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
remember Drake once said, "Thank you for the women that I know." And when I always think about that verse, you need women in your life to lift you up, but you also have to lift them up as well.
Mhm. That's right. Don't be that crab now. Don't be dragging them down. Don't be leeching. But yeah, definitely lifting each other up. It's really important to inspire each other because we all have our days, we all have our seasons where we're like,
Exactly.
man.
Exactly. Surround yourself with positive people. Don't have
Mhm.
crabs. Have frogs around you. Be forever relying on God.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yes.
Those
Yes.
are
Yes.
definitely. And I do thank you, for coming on and telling a little bit of your story. Because you've come up. I mean, look at you. You married, you got kids, you still doing stuff. Tangy with tech, Tangy everything.
Each day, I'm not usually the camera type now, but I'm definitely learning to get out that box that I often put myself in, you know.
Well, thank you for crawling out the box. Thank you for making us laugh on Dancing with Tech. Thank you for coming to the Revelation podcast. Also, get into the closing statement. I just want to take the time to thank you for coming on. I also want to say thank you, Mom, for your female leadership. Thank you to any female who has helped me. Thank you, Alicia Journey. You've been a wonderful help, helping me get my channel to where I am and where I'm going. Thank you, aunties. Thank you, female friends who support me. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you, Jamie. Who else am I missing? There's a whole bunch of y'all who have really, really helped me. So yeah,
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me. And to all the females out there, never give up. All
and
right.
always remember, ladies, your self worth because there is somebody special for y'all, and there's somebody who's looking at y'all because y'all will one day lead, and we'll be looking to y'all.
That's right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.